Dear students of grade 12, welcome to my YouTube channel Dreams Learning Zone and their answers related to the poem A Day by Emily Dickinson in this video. Please don't skip this video, and if you're watching this channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for the latest notification. Sun, how the sun rose. So this is also the title of this poem. You can call it A Day, or I will tell you how the sun rose. Okay, and this is a beautiful lyrical poem written by American poetess Emily Dickinson. I have explained about the poem in detail in my previous video. If you have not watched that video, please watch that video. I have put the link of that video in the I button just above right hand corner. Please watch that video also. First, before reading section, uh, answer the answer the following questions. Okay, so in the before reading section there are two questions, and I'm explaining the answers of those questions here. First question is, what kind of day do you like? Rainy, sunny, or foggy? Why? So the question asks about the type of day you like. So I have prepared the answer like this. I'm reading the answer. Despite every day begins with uh, the rising of the sun. Despite the fact, every day begins with the rising of the sun in the east. But because of weather, climate, season, every day is different to other days. So it can be rainy, sunny, windy, dusty, misty, cloudy, or foggy. The sunny days are my best days. So I like sunny days. Why? Because it looks beautiful in sunny days. Everything. It looks everything. Everything. It looks everything beautiful in sunny days, and we can go to everywhere without any trouble. So, and we can take lots of photos in beautiful sunny days. Question number B. How does the sun tell us about the different stages of a day? And the answer is from the dawn to the dusk. There are different stages on a single day. The arrival and the departure of the sun bids goodbye to the dawn and to the dusk respectively. The warmth and temperature of the sun make us feel the different stages of a day. The temperature gets gradually increasing in the morning, goes into climax in the afternoon, and gradually fades away in the evening. Same happens to its brightness, of which we know the different stages of a day. Now next portion, understanding of the text. First question is, how does the poet describe the morning in the first stanza? So in this question we have to talk about the description of the morning mentioned in the first stanza of the poem. Our answer is like, in the first stanza of the poem, the speaker or poet or poetic persona, or the imaginary person or imaginary thing or imaginary uh, poetic persona created by this poet or poetess here describes the rising sun. Okay, so in the first stanza, in the beginning or the opening stanza of the poem, the speaker is telling us or describing us about the rising of the sun in the early morning. The first beautiful golden rays of the sun extend, okay, like ribbons around it. It makes everything bright and visible. It changes the color of the steeple into amethyst. So in this way, the speaker describes the first rays of the sun in the early morning. Now, second question is, what does the line "the news like squirrels ran" mean? So this line is also taken from the first stanza of the poem. So the news like squirrels ran. So the line, what does this line mean? So the answer is the line "the news like squirrels run" or ran in the first stanza means that the news of the rising of the sun. So here the news means news of what? News of the rising of the sun. The rising of the sun. News about the rising. The rising of the sun along with the casting its rays. Along with the casting its rays, it spreads as fast as squirrels. So squirrels, they can run very fast, and the news also, the rising of the sun, this news passes to the people very fast. So the news of the arrival of the sun in the horizon is compared. So here, this the news like squirrel ran is a metaphorical line. So in this line we can see the use of simile. So SIMILI is simile. So here the news of sunrise is compared with the running of a squirrel. Okay, so by using the word like is a like or as, we can use like or as for comparison. And when we are making comparison between two things using the words like or as, then it becomes simile. We understand it, we know this kind of comparison as simile. So the news of the arrival of the sun in the horizon is compared with the quick running of the squirrels using the word like. Okay. Question number C. What do you understand by the line "the hills untied their bonnets"? And this line is taken from the second stanza. The hills untied their bonnets. Okay. So what does this mean? What do you understand by this term or by this line? The hills untied their bonnets. So this is also a metaphorical line. There is also metaphor, and metaphor. There is the use of metaphor because there is also a comparison without the words, without using the words such as like or as. So this kind of comparison is called metaphor. So metaphor. Okay. Uh, the answer is before the sun rises, the hills are sunk in the bonnets of darkness. The hill is covered in the darkness. As soon as the rays of the sunlight or the sun fall on the hills, okay, they are visible to us. They look green and beautiful. So here bonnet means is a cover of darkness. So after the sun rises, all the hills look beautiful in fine green color. The hills throw away their bonnets when they are touched by the first rays of the sunlight. Okay, so they throw out their bonnets, their covering. Covering. So covering of what? Covering of darkness. Darkness is removed away because of the sunlight. The hills are personified in this line as they untie their bonnets like women. So here it's a metaphorical language. There is the comparison of hills. Okay, so hills are also personified here. Hills are personified. Okay. and in this line, as they untie their bonnets like women. Okay, so in this way, hills are personified. Human quality just is given to the hills. They untie the bonnets like women. They untie their bonnets. And next question is the speaker watching the morning sun? Why or why not? So, is the speaker watching the morning sun? Why or why not? Yes, the speaker is obviously watching the rising sun or morning sun. So, morning sun here means rising sun. Rising sun. The speaker is observing. The speaker is watching curiously. The speaker is observing the change in color of the steeple into amethyst, untied bonnets of the hills, and is listening to the singing of the beautiful bobolinks, and all these events confirm that the speaker is watching the morning sun. So these events are given in the poem, and because of these events we can say that the speaker is obviously watching the morning sun. Now, understanding the text, next question: how does sun set? Actually, the speaker is unknown to the setting sun, so the speaker does not know how does the sun set. He is ignorant. He does not have any knowledge about the setting of the sun. So uh, he or she, you can say the speaker may be a small child, maybe girl or boy. She or he doesn't know where the sun goes after it sets. It disappears. The purple and yellow colors indicate the setting of the sun. So we know the setting of the sun and the rising of the sun because of the colors uh, used in the poem. So here yellow color is used or gray color is used to talk about or to tell us about the setting of the sun. So the bird she doesn't know what happens after it. So according to the poem, according to the last line of last stanza of the poem, uh, we can say that the speaker is unknown about the what setting of the sun, end of the sun, or the disappearing of the sun. So after it, because of the lack of knowledge about the sunset, the speaker is a innocent boy or girl or an innocent child, and he or she doesn't know what happens after the sun goes away. Next type of questions are put under the topic reference to the context. What according to the speaker is a day? What according to the speaker is a day? So answer is a day by the speaker is about the simplicity of life's ordinary things through his or her inner eyes. What purpose does the hyphen in the first line serve in the poem? So the poem has used hyphen. So it's like dash, long dash in the poem. So what is the meaning? What is the use? What is the purpose of use of hyphen in the poem? Okay. So a hyphen is a punctuation mark used in writing to join words or parts of words. Okay. In poetry, a hyphen is used to show pause. Okay. So to show stop, to show pause, uh, as if the speaker or the poetic persona is thinking something or is going to tell something to us or is confused what to say. The Emily Dickinson uses punctuation marks in her poem in an innovative way. She uses hyphens if she doesn't find the suitable words to express deep emotions, for granting reader to imagine and complete the missing words, or to show the power of silence in front of a certain situations. Okay, it's also used to give a sudden emphasis. Next question: what make the poem lyrical and sonorous? Discuss. So the poem is lyrical and the poem is a musical. How? What are the elements that make this poem sonorous or lyrical? So what are the elements of a lyrical poem? So can we find those elements in this poem or not? A poem, A Day by Emily Dickinson, is both lyrical and sonorous poem. The poem is a lyrical poem in a sense that it expresses personal feelings or emotions in the first person narration. Okay, so we find this thing in this poem. Because of this element, we can say that this poem is what a lyrical poem. Okay, so lyrical poem expresses what in personal feeling and emotion in a deep way. So personal feeling and emotions. Okay, emotions in the first person narration. There is a first person narration, and we can see the strong personal feeling of the speaker about the sunrise and sunset. So the first person pronoun, the first person pronoun. Okay, the first pronoun or the first person pronoun, first person pronoun, first person pronoun. I is used in the I is used by the poetess to express her personal experience of observing sunrise. Sonorous means full of sound and rich in verse and language. There are several things that make a poem musical and melodious. Sound devices such as alliteration, assonance, rhyme, rhythm. So, because of these things, a poem can be what musical or sonorous. We can find such elements: alliteration, assonance, okay, rhyme, rhythm in that poem. That is why the poem is also musical or sonorous. Especially lyrical poems are musical poems. Who are the target audiences of the speaker? Why? The audience is the target people whom a writer writes or composes a poem. In the poem, the world is seen through the eyes of an innocent child. It looks beautiful and miraculous but mysterious at the end. The speaker is narrating the sunrise as the first line says, I will tell you how the sun rose. From this perspective, we can say that the target audience are those fellow children who have missed to observe this beautiful sunrise as they awake late in the morning. When we analyze the poem in a philosophical way, the entire humankind are also the target audience. The beautiful sunrise indicates the beginning of a life. The activities of the entire day is a journey of a life, and the setting of the sun is death. Okay, so in literal level, small children are the audience of target audience of the poem, and in a philosophical level, in a deeper level, the entire humankinds, okay, are the target audiences of the speaker. Reference to the context. Last question. E. The poet seems to describe a day for children. How would the adult people respond to this poem? Discuss the poem with your parents or guardians and write the answer based on their responses. So literally the poem A Day describes the sunrise phenomena after sunrise and sunset. But in philosophical sense, the poem talks about the transition from life to death. The poem tells us about the excitement from the beginning of a life and a squirrel running like life and a mysterious ending of a life. Thank you for watching this video, and to watch such educational videos in this channel more, please don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for the latest notification of any new video I upload in this channel. I need your support, and if there is any mistake or anything to say about this video, please write in the comment section below. Thank you once again.